Okay, today I'm going to talk about the shape energy makes through all things. This is a still shot from a video by SS52 showing that magnetism bends light and gravity is only magnetism and gravity is a fictional force. I'm going to place that video at the end of this video, or a link to it, and because it's quite extraordinary the work this man is doing to explain various aspects of energy flow. But I've already shown that this is the Fibonacci sequence. I'm just showing this picture for a minute. We're going to go through water flow in a second, which does exactly this shape, which is basically a flattened pine cone shape because these are interference waves. So with all that said, now let's have a look at water flow, because this picture in front of you is due to electricity and electromagnetism, magnetism, but it's all to do with electrical energy flow. So if water has it, that means, again, I have proven that the universe is electric and that water is a matter representation of electrical flow. So here we go. Now this is a video I did of all energy travel. This isn't the paper I want to discuss right now. I've written a little paper showing exactly what's happening with the water. But the figure 1 at the very top, that is all energy travel. On the top left, it is a straight beam with perpendicular halo waves that come off it. Now the ones that are after the first halo wave, those spin in a Fibonacci sequence, which means anything from 160 degrees, 42.5, 137.5, 62.5, all those angles are what those separate halo waves spin at, because one comes after the other. It's like a fountain, which is where the fountain of life comes from, the tree of life, because that's what they are. I've drawn a couple of configurations there, and biblical signs and trumpets and fountains and everything on the right, which just show that this is just to show that what I'm about to show you isn't the only way energy travels. It travels dependent upon the matter that it is going through. So that's all energy travel, but now I'm going to concentrate on the water flow. Okay, so here we go. So this is how water flow travels. So we've got a top left picture which says energy flow face on. Next to that is energy flow profile. So we have 2 leaders springing up clockwise, counterclockwise. They cross over and then they form a perpendicular wave. Basically, it starts off as horns. This would be rising flames, let's say. And then on the right, energy flow 2, we have 2 different configurations. We have the halo wave, which is energy flow 2, or energy flow 1, which is the galaxy wave. Now we come down to where it says water flow 1 and 2 with the tap. So either way this works, but I believe it's the halo wave version. So water flow 1 shows underneath it an above shot, and it shows the galaxy spin. Next to that we have water flow 2, which is from a tap. It rotates down and then it spins out. I personally believe it's the water flow 2 because then this forms interference waves which lock into each other, because you have a clockwise and counterclockwise interference wave, perpendicular wave after the first rotation. And this forms the Ouroboros torus ring that you see in the center there, which then gives the pine cone interference wave, which becomes a standing wave, which means they do not rotate. They stay where they are, but it is the thin little lines that actually are doing the rotating. So the pattern becomes a standing wave and gives you the Ouroboros plus the pine cone pattern in the center. And this water flow 2 is the heart shape energy flow. Is the halo wave that I have used with everything. The galaxy flow 1, which is where they spin out in opposite directions, is just a different orientation of the actual flow. So with that being said, this then spins and forms a ring. And so the universal energy diagram that I've been using since day one, with the halo wave, which forms interlinking waves perpendicular to the original flow, which is straight outwards, and then it forms a ring, I have used here too. And so with all that said, now let's have a look at the video and see what happens and see if I'm correct. Okay, so top left we have a repeating pattern because that was probably about the best one that I was able to contain. The picture in the center is about 50 different goes at it, so all I'm doing is tipping the surface to get rid of the water. On the bottom left we have a heteromac formation, which is what this is. It just happens to be you can only see one heteromac formation, which is the Fibonacci spiral in the center causing the cosmic bud, which is a pine cone construction due to interference waves, and several of these stacked on top of one another would be the bottom left heteromac formation. Top right we have plants. I mean, there's your basic sunflower, which I've said is produced in exactly the same way. Energy is rotating upwards all the time, and so it activates the DNA code sequence and pushes matter into this spiral. Below that we have the magnetic signature of a magnet showing exactly the same design, and at the bottom there we show the cosmic bud, which is a Fibonacci spiral of energy, because the Fibonacci spiral is increasing and decreasing energy flow. So there we go. I think I have conclusively shown that electricity is moving all matter. In a second you're going to see several pictures of lightning flow. They all form exactly the same way as this. They all shoot out leaders, except lightning's a lot faster than water, so its lines are straight, but it always pushes out exactly the same as my radiation diagram. That's how electricity flows, but water is the matter representation of electricity, and it's so easily moved by electricity because electricity fills all water, thus making exclusion zones for solutes. It's just another bit of information. So, a little bit of music to finish off, and a couple of still shots of all the things that the Fibonacci sequence is in. You will see the titles that I have put in to see where I would find this pattern, and it's in everything. So I'll just leave you with my original music that I stuck on the front, and you can hear the whole record, and then basically Fibonacci spiral in animal physiology, atoms, and all kinds of things. So thanks very much. Electricity moves matter, and matter moves in a Fibonacci spiral because energy moves in a Fibonacci spiral, and it moves from a vertical vortex, double helix vortex, clockwise and counterclockwise, both traveling clockwise. Once it hits a matter or energy barrier, it then must roll over and around into a halo wave to gain energy to move more matter further outwards. Thanks very much. My name is Lee, and I'm a Christian, and this pattern of energy flow is actually the bull's head Aleph of God, which shows that the Bible and God have been trying to show us the Fibonacci sequence and electrical travel since day one, as the Bible is an electrical event. God has horns coming from his hand in Habakkuk 3:4, original Hebrew. God is proven by energy travel and scripture, and I'm basically destroying all science as I please. Thanks very much. My name is Lee, and I'm a Christian.